Hello, my name is Veronica Stevens, and I did my personal continuing quality improvement plan on the effects of engaging in physical activity on sleep quality. My goal was to improve my quality of sleep by increasing my physical activity. I often have a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep. In researching how to get a better night's sleep, I found that increasing physical activity can improve sleep quality. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke recommends getting 20 to 30 minutes of exercise daily for better sleep quality. My team members during my project were my husband and my mom. My husband's role was mainly supportive. He exercises daily and has been pushing me to start an exercise routine as well. My mother was my walking partner. Having a partner to walk with helped keep me accountable with my planned goal. Here's my process map. I still had clinical hours to complete during this time, and with driving time being an hour to and from my clinical site each day, I considered these my rest days. I also had other things to consider on non clinical days, such as getting an adequate amount of homework done to feel um, secure enough in exercising during the afternoon. And then also more support from my husband, getting dinner ready and my son around for various things. This is my fishbone diagram. I had identified several factors that were preventing me from getting a restful night's sleep. Some I could change, and others there isn't much I can do about at this point, such as noisy traffic, bad pillow. So I decided physical activity would be my main focus. So for my plan, I usually wear my Fitbit tracker at night to monitor my sleep quality. So I downloaded a week and considered that my baseline data. I decided to start with 30 minutes of exercise 5 days per week. I planned on waking up 1 hour earlier to compensate for that 1 hour in the afternoon spent preparing for and exercising. I decided to measure the time I woke up in the morning, study time, exercise time, and time spent being restless or awake during the night. So here's my baseline data I had collected for days 1 through 7. I normally woke up at 5:30 on clinical days and between 6 and 6:30 on other days depending on when my son would come in to wake me up. I averaged 4.6 hours of restlessness and awake time during the night. I had 3 clinical days during this time, so I averaged 4.93 hours of study time. So this table shows my first PDSA cycle. I had 2 clinical days during this week, so those were my rest days. I had my alarm set for 5:30 every day, but I ended up waking up earlier than that. I met my goal of exercising 5 days of the week, and it resulted in a decrease of 0.93 hours of restlessness and awake time during the night, as compared to my baseline data. This was an improvement, but I would prefer to have an even more restful night's sleep than that. So I decided to do another PDSA cycle. I increased my exercise time by 10 minutes per session. During this cycle, I only had 1 clinical day, but I noticed that there was an increased time in my restlessness from before by 0.27 hours. So here's my chart showing the relationship between physical activity and restlessness and awake time in overall. As the amount of physical activity increased, my restlessness decreased. So after doing more research, I found that the intensity of the exercise could be a factor also. The next cycle would need to be modified to include an increase in intensity of the exercise performed. This will require a heart rate monitor to measure my heart rate during exercise to ensure I'm exerting enough energy to qualify as moderate intensity exercise. The American Heart Association recommends for my age range a target rate of 95 to 162 beats per minute with a maximum rate of 190 beats per minute is considered moderate intensity exercise. The Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index was used in a study done by Hurdell et al., and this could be useful for the next cycle also as a tool to evaluate other factors that could possibly be affecting my sleep, as well as what I had identified in my fishbone diagram previously. So, in conclusion, my CQI plan was successful in achieving a more restful night's sleep, but I still think that there's room for improvement. Other benefits, though, that I noted with increasing my physical activity was an improvement in the quality of studying that I had done. I noticed that I was able to concentrate better while I was studying, and I didn't have to study for as long. I also had better daytime energy. I didn't have to have my normal 2 cups of coffee that I normally do. And I also just have an improved general sense of well being. This supports the National Sleep Foundation statement linking regular physical activity and perceptions of sleeplessness during the day. They suggest that participation in physical activity on a regular basis may positively influence an individual's productivity at work, or in the case of a student, influence their ability to pay attention in class. So, overall, this CQI project gave me a greater appreciation for continuing quality improvement plans in the work setting, and it made me feel more comfortable in interpreting and implementing a plan as an advanced practice registered nurse. And here are my references that I used for this presentation. And thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it.